Yo, what's good everybody? It's Plays. You're finally back with another video. I swear to Arceus, it's been over 3,000 years since I last sat down in my special little chair and recorded a video for y'all, but I'm back. So, Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire were announced this past Wednesday, and yesterday we were supposed to get some new gameplay footage of the two new games, but all we got was a cutscene including Kyogre and Groudon. Honestly, I expected more, and a lot of other people did too, but I guess it just builds up the hype even more, so it's alright. Anyways, let's get started with today's episode of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire speculations. So a lot of people have been asking why these two games were called Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. It makes a lot of sense because on Groudon's arm you can see the Omega symbol, and on Kyogre's forehead you can see the Alpha symbol, and if you look closely on Kyogre's arm you can also see the Alpha Omega symbol, which probably means that on Groudon's back you will also be able to see the Alpha Omega symbol. So it's actually pretty simple, and they're not bad names. Now let's look at the differences between the Kyogre that we know and love and the so-called Alpha Sapphire Kyogre. Now obviously in the middle you can see that there are two white dots on Kyogre, but on the so-called Alpha Sapphire Kyogre you can see that there's this yellow sperm-like thing and its tail, which connects all the way back to Kyogre's tail. Now looking at the arms, on our Kyogre there's just a simple red Alpha Omega symbol, but on the Alpha Sapphire Kyogre it gets a little bit more complex with blue texture surrounding a yellow and red Alpha Omega symbol. Now this isn't that big of a difference, but on our Kyogre there are three different fins on Kyogre's back, two on the opposite ends of its body and one by its tail, but on the Alpha Sapphire Kyogre there are only two different fins. Now the arm could be covering up the third fin, or it might just not be there. So that's about it for Kyogre. Let's move on to Groudon. On our Groudon, the spikes on its body are white, but on the Omega Ruby Groudon, you can see that the spikes have turned from white to black. The only spikes that still remain white are its claws. The last difference we will be talking about on Groudon will be that the black parts of his body have turned into lava or fire on the Omega Ruby Groudon. Now there are too many differences on Kyogre and Groudon's body for us to ignore. A lot of people have been saying that this might be Mega Groudon and Mega Kyogre, and when I first looked at the covers, that's what I thought as well. Some other people have also been saying that this is just awesome cover art and it won't even be relevant to the game, and yeah, that's pretty depressing. Another thing I've heard is that with the red and blue orb, Groudon and Kyogre change forms into these new, better, stronger versions of them. You might be thinking the most sensible theory out of these three is the Mega Evolution one, but hear me out, this is probably not going to happen because Kyogre and Groudon are already pretty strong, and with the Mega Evolutions they'll be super OP, and keep in mind this is a remake, not a sequel, so they're probably not going to change the two main Pokemon of these two new games. So a lot of people have been wanting more Mega Evolutions from these remakes. I had to burst your bubble, but honestly there might not be more Mega Evolutions. One reason I say this is because the fact that this is not a sequel, it's a remake, so that might not change. Another reason is that 10 of the Pokemon already from Ho-Oh have Mega Evolutions, including Blaziken, Absol, the Eon Duo, and so on. There is one contradiction to this reason though. Why would Game Freak only give Blaziken a Mega Evolution and not the other two starters? So both Swampert and Sceptile might receive a Mega Evolution. On your screen right now are all the Pokemon from Hoenn that could possibly receive a Mega form. And now, these are the Pokemon that are most likely to receive a Mega Evolution. With the exclusion of the starters, the rest of the Pokemon here only have 1 or 2 stages, which is a common factor shared by the existing Mega Pokemon like Absol, Mawile, Medicham, Manectric, Lucario, and so forth. The last thing we'll be speculating today will be how Latios and Latias fit into these games. In the original Hoenn games, if you had Pokemon Ruby, then you would have the chance to catch Latios. If you had Sapphire, then you would have had the chance to catch Latios. Will it be the same with these games? Since this is a remake, I think they won't change the storyline, so Latios and Latias will probably stay like they were. You'll probably have the chance to get one of the Mega Stones depending on if you catch Latios or Latias. And that's about it from today's episode of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire speculations. Shout out to Hidden Power Flying and the True Legendary for helping me out with this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, leave a like and a comment, subscribe to see more of my content, go check out my Twitter and Divine Art, add me on Skype, all that great stuff. Stay alert as the road to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire has started, and with that everybody, I'll see you guys next time.